Ron Hextall's 12th game tonight, 2.17 goals against average, 7-4 with 2 shutouts. To his credit, a brilliant .924 save percentage. And he has been just a tower of strength for the Flyers throughout this playoff. Kelly Hrudey, it's his 13th game, 2.58 average, 6-6. He has no shutouts as yet, and he has a .923 save percentage. So both goalies have been very, very strong for their respective clubs. Referee Andy Van Helleman, John D'Amico, and Gord Brossiker are the linesmen.
Philadelphia opens up with Ron Sutter, Tuckett, and Lindsey Carson with Marsh and Crossman. The Islanders have Potvin out there on the line with the puck of Dwayne Sutter, Trottier, and Bossier. They flip it into the Philadelphia zone. Hextall looks, wheels it up on the far side, skips to the point. Bossier shot right on, rebound by Dwayne Sutter, and he was just a half a skate length away from putting it in. Puck coming to center ice as the Islanders picked off a clearance pass, and there was a run. There goes Ron Sutter with a short side shot, but forget the whole play was offside as they threaten at either end with 29 seconds gone.
It was, and I think both teams are fired up right now, Gene. Of course, the Islanders have to be. They know full well that they have to win that game. They have to win this game here as they do before, but they haven't won at home. And I think that really sticks in their side. They have to win at home. They have to get some kind of a great effort out of their unit tonight.
They're 1-4 in the playoffs, but over their last 9, including regular season, they're 1-7-1. And maybe that's one of the reasons Terry Simpson is frowning.
He wants them to play a very conservative style. He wants them to hold up those wingers at the blue line even more tonight than they did at the Spectrum.
They bring it up, Conroy, an offensive right corner dump. 2 Islanders in there, but Howe clears it, but not out. Kept in by Leiter, right wing corner. Flatley back to the point. Conroy in on the backhander, puts it to the net. Flyers for the 3rd time fail to clear. Put behind the net. Crom is there. Cut off. Flatley then pursues. McCrimmon takes the puck away. There's a big check by Brent Sutter along the far side in the Philadelphia zone. They jam it up, 2 Flyers, 2 Islanders. It comes to the island. Brent Sutter can't go to the point. Tied up by Prop. It goes into Flatley. He's bumped. And finally, after all of that struggling, Zezel gets it out. He's bumped by Sweater, and then he spears Brent Sutter. And we get a stoppage, and then Brent throws 2 punches at Zezel. And we get our first bit of display that they are here tonight to play.
Flyers are angry with themselves. They had a great chance to wrap this series up in 5 games, and they want to do and get
early
after it
first
tonight.
Period, penalties coming up with no score in the game.
The Flyers picks up a roughing minor. All this coming at 1:13 of this opening period.
Zezel 6 minutes in the playoffs. Brent Sutter 2 coincidental minors. They'll play at full strength on the ice. Now out there for Philadelphia, Sinisalo with Eklund and Derek Smith as the Islanders drive from center ice and put it behind Hextall. He looks, but the whole play is offside.
Scratch tonight for Philadelphia: J.J. Daigneault, Scott Mellenby, Dave Poulin, Darryl Stanley, Murray Craven, Craig Berube, and Don Knockbauer. With Islanders without Gordon Need, Randy Boyd, Neil Coulter, Dale Henry, Ari Hanpa, Brad Lauer, Brian Kern, and Brad Delgarno.
Face off outside the Flyer line, right wing. It's up for grabs. Gilbert is out with Batson and Alan Kerr. The Islanders roll it in. McCrimmon pursues, slaps it out, but it's another offside island as we've had a series of quick whistles and a board of plays into the zone. There's been 1 shot after minute 28, that on Hextall.
Can we point out that the Islanders under Terry Simpson have to play a very close checking game. Unless you get a chance to start springing Mike Bossier, if he's starting to get some of that timing back.
Puck at center ice, stolen by Derek Smith, rolls it past Morrow down behind the New York cage. Gathered in and sent by Janssen past Sinisalo up on the Islander defensive left side. It's put down the ice, and they say the Flyers had a play. There's a trip up, and we're going to have a penalty against Philadelphia's Derek Smith for taking down Alan Kerr 40 feet away from the puck. Islander power play coming up. Early first period, there is no score.
Power play goes to the Islanders as Derek Smith is trying to hold up Alan Kerr. Pulled him down. He'll pick up the interference call at 1:45.
Islanders are 9 for 43 overall, but 5 for 13 against Philadelphia. Very key now, the first goal, and the Islanders get it back. Janssen has got Potvin on the near side, puts it along the left hash mark. Another trailer back along the far side is Bossy out along with LaFontaine and Trottier. Bossy along the right boards. Draws a man over. Back to Janssen. He's got the shot from the point. Save. Rebound. Scooped away nicely by Howe, but puts it away at the point where it's kept in by Janssen. Along the far side, Bossy controlled. Cross-ice. Potvin looks. Screen shot. And trying to get a piece of it was Trottier, and then centered through the goal mouth by Bossy. Back to Potvin. A shot wide. Rebound. Bossy stopped in front by Hextall. It appeared to be heading to the short side, but stopped by the skate of Trottier.
We've talked about the importance of the power play. Take a look at the stats. The Islanders have clicked on just under 39% on their opportunities. The Flyers are just under 43%. So the teams that have been able to score power play goals have really been the team that has come out victorious. In fact, the Islanders used 2 goals to win their first game of this series at the Spectrum, all both coming on the power play. But Hextall, there was some question whether or not that leg would be sound enough to play, and I think in this first few minutes, he's shown that it is.
Howe, Crossman, along with Hill and Tookie. Flyers clear the draw out of the zone. Islanders back with Leiter now at the right point and Potvin up front. Bossy, LaFontaine, and Trottier as they want the best out there to score early. Potvin, a move through to Trottier, penetrates the zone along the left wing, slowed down but not kept off the puck by Crossman, tied up in his own offensive left corner, tries to get it back to Potvin at the point, crosses off to Leiter with a drive just wide of the long side, and he had something to hit. Potvin at the left side now, goes to the center of the ice, screen shot, saved by Hextall as he got it off the pad, and the Flyers have been very lax in getting the puck when they have control out of the zone. Back to the point, shot deflects past Howe to the far side. Islanders jump right on it. To LaFontaine behind the net. A roll around to the offensive left corner for Bossy. Bossy looks. Bossy goes back to the point. Potvin, screen shot, and it was kept away wide by LaFontaine, who had come out of the left corner. Back to the point. Looking for the play is Potvin. He's in. Left circle. Save Hextall, and he covers. No, he doesn't. They pat at it. They score. Like Bossy.
He has been the forgotten man in this series because he's coming off an injury. Did not play a great deal in the last month, but he could be a big difference for this Islander club tonight, and that's Mike Bossy. He picks up the first goal of the game on the power play, as he had a heck of a time trying to corral that bouncing puck. Potvin with a shot from the point. Big save by Hextall, but he just couldn't grab the handle on it. It was LaFontaine who was digging it away and finally put it over there. And of course, Mike Bossy seems to find that open hole and the open net as well, if not better than anybody in the league. And they take the lead, the Islanders, on that power play goal by Bossy. Potvin and LaFontaine should get the assist, and it comes at 3:22.
Hextall exerted pressure on referee Van Helleman, saying, I had the puck stopped. But just as he slapped his glove on it, LaFontaine poke checked it free. That set up the goal. Right puck now as the Flyers, for the second straight game, go down by a goal early on. Now they work in their own right corner as Basson is out there against the forechecking of Carson. Brings it up through into the neutral zone, comes through at the Flyer line, an offensive right corner dump. The Islanders have not tried to play into the zone the whole game. It's been dump in and chase, and it's worked to effect as they forced the Flyers to cough up the puck on innumerable occasions in the zone without proper clearance. LaFontaine and Potvin, as Bobby said correctly, the assist. And the puck is at center ice. Flyers try to roll it in, but no effort there, and the Islanders control in their own end. A play off the stick of Ron Sutter to center ice. Samuelson colors it off to the right side, and there goes Ron Sutter, dropping it at the point. Carson, left wing pass. He has Marsh in, takes it around behind the net, attempts to center. It kicks back to the far side, and we get a stoppage of play, I think, as the net became dislodged from the right post.
A key as well in tonight's game, Gene, is how Van Helleman will see the clutching and grabbing from both teams, and most notably, more for the Islanders, because that's how they've been slowing the Flyers' great forechecking down. They've been really interfering with that man going in on the puck, holding him off the play. Now, if he allows that to happen, it's going to be very effective for the Islanders. If he starts calling it, then the Islanders are going to have to change their game plan, because the Flyers will be getting the power plays.
Each team has been insisting they must get off to a fast start on home ice, and it hasn't happened till this evening. And a fast start, the goal, and the shots are 7-0 New York after 4:12 of play. Zezel is on, along with Tim Kerr on the right, Prop on the left, Howe and McCrimmon.
Hextall really went after Andy Van Helleman after that goal was scored. As you mentioned, he thought he had that puck covered long enough for a whistle.
All right, Zezel is having a little confrontation after that false draw with Kerr, and they'll try it again against Brent Sutter. Offensive left circle. The Islanders take it behind the net. Didick is out there. Works up in the near side, and Crom deflects it down the ice. Trailing it after it in front of his net is Howe, who goes behind. The Islanders have Brent Sutter up, shadowing in front of the net. Crom on the left side. Potvin out there along with Didick, and the other forward is Pat Flatley. A move. Flatley takes it away from Zezel, who tried to stick handle through. Now Pete at center ice, crosses right side, and McCrimmon over the red line. Rolls it into the offensive left corner. Didick is there ahead of Kerr. Didick stops in his own right corner. Plays it right up the middle as the Flyers are bringing new defensive units out there, and they have McCrimmon on with Crossman. Puck behind the Philadelphia net. Now it's Crom up front with Flatley circling left and Brent Sutter right. The Flyers bring it cleanly up into the neutral zone. Left side pass at the red line to Crossman, will challenge through at the New York side. Rolls it in, but no play much there, and Brent Sutter takes it away. Comes to the Flyer line, and they drive into the right side of Hextall. Rebounds off to Crossman, and he sends it to center ice. Eklund has the play, lost to Samuelson, and rolls it into the neutral zone, and the Islanders continue to own the puck through the first 5 minutes of the game, leading 1-0, out shooting Philadelphia 7-0. Puck in on Hextall, rolls it right onto the stick near side of LaFontaine. Tries to go back behind the net off the stick of Randy Wood, who got the winner the other night. And the Flyers break. Derek Smith up at center ice. Sinisalo toward the net. Shot off Rudy's blocker. Rebounded in front, and Sinisalo had it bounce off the backhander. And the Islanders quickly clear it out of harm's way as the Flyers pick up their first shot after 5.5 minutes of play. Crossman up the middle of the ice. It's tapped, looking for Eklund by Sinisalo, but rolls aimlessly into the New York zone. Gathered in behind by Conroy, who's out there with Leiter. And Bassian now along with Wood and Trottier. The Islanders try to come up on their left side. Nice forechecking by Eklund against Trottier, but no puck control for Philadelphia. Leiter around to the far side, and Conroy up through at center ice. Stopped at the Flyer line by Hospodar. Slaps it up ice, and it rolls through the defenseman. He's pushed off the play by Derek Smith, but then follows the loose puck up behind the New York net to our right. Conroy takes it, outlets to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter to the far side. Bossy almost got behind Ron Sutter, who's out there now. The puck at center ice. The Islanders try to play through, and the Flyers look a little disorganized. Ron Sutter into the zone, tries to drop to Hospodar. Kick to the far side, and the Islanders turn it up to center ice. Bossy at the line. Right side in, Dwayne Sutter. To Bossy, blocked off by Hextall beautifully.
Bossy has been a key so far in this first period. And again, that's something that we wanted to watch. He has been a forgotten man. They're talking about the goaltending, but Bossy could be the difference in tonight's game.
Early first period to the Island, 1-0 New York.
40 remains in the first period. The Islanders have a 1-0 lead on Mike Bossy's power play goal.
Zezel, Sinisalo, Derek Smith, Samuelson, and Crossman for Philadelphia. Offensive right circle.
Zezel got a shot away, but he'd taken a little bit off of it at the one time, and Kelly Rudy just had the puck bounce right up, and of course with those big, great hands of his, he was able to catch it, make it an easy play.
Wood is out with Makela and LaFontaine. Morrow on the defense with Janssen. The Islanders draw behind their own net. There's control there to the near side. Janssen goes right side, and Makela will come up on the off wing at the Flyer line against Derek Smith. Gets right through him. Offensive corner, tries to put a pass back. Right there, Philadelphia's Derek Smith comes back to take it away. Scale it through to Zezel at center ice. Beautiful return to Derek Smith over the line. Cuts to the middle, left circle. Zezel is in, but the play offside. But very, very close.
Very close is right. They're saying that it was Ilka Sinisalo who had just jumped over that line, but excellent give and go on the part of Derek Smith and Peter Zezel. And Derek Smith has just had an outstanding playoff. You point to the players that have put out every time and have really contributed, and that's one of the young men that has.
5 points, 2 goals. He's a +5. Eklund with Derek Smith left. Sinisalo right again. Samuelson and Marsh. Wood, Makela and LaFontaine, Morrow and Johnson, with the Islanders controlling the draw. They go right to left circle and Morrow up on the left side, and Mack a little blind pass, and he finds his man up the middle. LaFontaine in, and a bullet that was headed under the crossbar, and Hextall just got the elbow up in time to keep it away. Back comes Philadelphia. Eklund over the line, drops to Sinisalo, bullet on, and Rudy makes the save, and the Islanders try to keep it out. Whack at it once, and it gets passed through to center ice. Right winging to Makela, up the middle, LaFontaine. They swing around. There goes a man for the net. There's LaFontaine, but again, the Flyers in the way, and McCrimmon blocks it down. Then LaFontaine is spun around by Derek Smith, and McCrimmon brings it for Philadelphia to center ice. Has nowhere to go as the Flyers are changing, so drifts it in. And Philadelphia now brings out Tukey along with Kerr and Prop, McCrimmon and Howe, with 4:29 remaining first period. 1-0 New York. Outlet stolen away and put by Kerr around behind the New York net, but right on the Didick stick to the near side. Then Trottier breaks up one possible blunder and rolls it up and gets a return from Dwayne Sutter at center ice. Right wing into the zone to Didick. Tries to go back to Bossy, who has the one goal on a scramble in front of the net at 3:32 on the power play, and that's the margin of the game. We come down to 4 minutes remaining in the period. Pass to the far side. Didick is able to put it up through at center ice. An open man on the near side, Dwayne Sutter. But Trottier has it taken away by Howe. And Howe, with nowhere to go, puts it into center ice as the Flyers had all four men coming out of the zone in one bunch. Bossy over the line. Winging a pass. Trottier a shot. Gets a rebound. Score off the stick of Tim Tukey. He threw it to the net, and Tukey deflected it right in, and it's 2-0 New York. The goal credited to Trottier.
Number 7 for Trottier, and the Islanders just kept the puck over the blue line. Bossy waiting and waiting, just fed the puck across to Trottier, who just took an easy shot and turned around. Hextall made a nice save, but the rebound, as he was trying to pass it in front, Tukey tried to intercept it, deflected it right past Hextall into the net, and the Islanders have a 2-0 lead. Trottier's 7th comes at 16-12.
All right, the Flyers, Trottier will get his 7th, Bossy likely an assist, although after the rebound there should be no assist. So the Islanders have their first 2-goal lead of the series. Puck up at center ice, taken off by Philadelphia. Now the Flyers' task becomes just that much tougher. Turning at center, Lindsey Carson over skates, and then Crom had a breakaway, and Carson pulled the skates out from under him, and it'll be a power play New York. At 16:38, score New York 2, and the Flyers no score.
Carson trying to make that play, lost control of it. Crom was right there. Carson had to trip him. If he doesn't, Crom's all alone, one-on-one with Hextall. So the Islanders will get their second power play. The goal again has been credited to Trottier. His 7th, Bossy and Leiter will pick up the assists. I thought if that happened, it was an unassisted goal.
All right, there are 18 penalty minutes for the year on Lindsey Carson. The penalties in the game, 3 out of the 5 to Philadelphia. The Islanders 1 for 1 on the power play, 6 for 14 against Philadelphia, and 10 for 44 on the year.
Hey, Flyers fans, here's your chance to get a giant full-color poster of Flyers captain Dave Poulin. Just send $6 plus 2 for postage and handling to Dave Poulin Poster, The Spectrum, Philadelphia 19148.
So the Flyers saw the Islanders get the first 7 shots, and Philadelphia get 9 of the next 10. And then the Islanders, who had 2 strange goals on Tuesday, get another one as Tukey deflects it in. All right, the Islanders will drive it in. Howe pops it out at center. Philadelphia killing a penalty. They have Prop out there along with Derek Smith. And the Islanders shoot it around behind Hextall. It'll be picked up offensive left side by Makela. Back behind the net. Flatley loses control, picks it up, tries to come back the other way. McCrimmon won't let him, blocks it off, and then Brent Sutter takes it back to Flatley along the offensive right side of New York. McCrimmon and Howe out there along with Prop and Derek Smith. Now Makela back to the left point, gets it a turn on the hash marks left board. Got a man in front, that's Brent Sutter. Now he goes back, screen shot, kicked off the skate of Brent Sutter in front. Derek Smith along the far side to the point, can't get it out, and Howe will lead the charge. Down that left side at center, he's got Derek Smith with him. Over the line, he's pulled down, and off will go Pat Flatley, and that will wipe out the remaining minute and 3 on the penalty to Lindsey Carson and give the Flyers a little breathing room with the penalty coming at 17:35. Flatley will go to the box now, and for him, He picks up penalty minutes number 5 and 6, and the penalties are even at 3. Now, we have 2:25 remaining in this first period. The score, Islanders 2, and the Flyers no score. Friday on Philly 57's 8 o'clock movie at Cheech and Chong at their wildest ever. 2 roommates on a mission to cause as much trouble as possible and get away with it. It's Cheech and Chong's next movie, Friday night at 8 on Philly 57. Again, the penalties are even at 3, and they'll play at 5 aside for minute 3. And then the Flyers will have a power play of their own, and they desperately need some offense as they trail the game by the count of 2-0, and then a little stuffer to the right side of Rudy. Looked dangerous, but really was not. Again, 17:35, the time of the call. 2-0, Bossy on a power play when Derek Smith was sent off for interference on Alan Kerr, and then as the Islanders attacked, Trotier's shot deflected into the open net. Now Andy Van Helleman has seen a big snowball out on the ice off the side of the Islander cage and went over and gave it to the Zamboni or someone in the corner, and he took it out. Philadelphia now, as Eklund goes off, they have Zezelon with Sinisalo and Crossman with make that Marsh now with Samuelson. Trottier is on. Back to the point, a shot blocked and kicks to center ice. The drive attempted by Sinisalo. 2:12 remaining in an excellent first period for New York. They jump out 2-0. The Flyers jam it into the Islander end. Bossy out there with Trottier and Conroy on with Leiter. There's a play out of the zone all the way down the ice. It'll roll shy of the goal line. Bossy's going to try to go after Samuelson and then drops back at center ice. The Flyers get a man back in a half minute. Then we'll have a short-lived power play from which they've got to try to get that offense on the board. They trail 2-0. Samuelson through to Zezel. Will spin down that left side. Back to Marsh, but it's an offside play, as Zezel just took it over the blue line and threw it back at center ice. 21 seconds remaining on Lindsey Carson's penalty. 1:18 on that to Pat Flatley. One other game tonight, that's Montreal and Quebec, and if Montreal wins, they clinch that series. Quebec has to keep it alive for a 7th game in Montreal on Saturday by winning. Steve Coates, of course, will have highlights of that game as well as this one. Zezel getting it in and offside. Philadelphia will get a man back in 21, and they've got Ron Sutter out with Sinisalo and Marsh with Samuelson. 2-0 New York. Potvin and Diddick, and now they put Mackel out with LaFontaine. LaFontaine drives the puck deep in the Flyer zone. Hextall way out to the near side. It's a gambling play. Goes around to the far side, gets back into the net, but the slow dump around allows the Islanders to take advantage. In front, shot over the top of the net. And that was driven wide by Mackel, and he had plenty of net to hit, and almost a careless mistake again by Philadelphia. Up ice, Ron Sutter finally puts it on the stick. As out of the box comes Lindsey Carson. The Flyers on their second power play, and they have 50 seconds left, and they need one now to get on the board before we come to the end of the period. A minute 13 away. Eklund down that left side. Prop penetrates against the check of Basson to Eklund. Tries to go cross to Kerr. It skips into the offensive right corner where Crossman puts it behind the net. The prop to Kerr. Back to Howe. Drive to the right side. Crossman no shot. Looks for an opening, and it's blocked away to the near side. Fights off Potvin, who clears it through past Howe and down the ice. Now Hextall has to come out, as the only one in on the play was Alan Kerr. And it's up through to Hextall and Eklund over the line down that right side with 20 seconds on the power play. High pop into the corner, and Rudy grabs and hangs on with 41 seconds remaining in the period. 16 seconds remaining on the penalty to the Islanders' Pat Flatley. If Game 7 is needed, 7:35 on Saturday night at the Spectrum. As Mike Keenan not happy, as he anticipated a fast start by the Islanders. They got it, the first 7 shots of the game. The power play goal by Bossy, and then the fluke goal. They worked, but nonetheless, one directed into the net by Philadelphia's Tim Tukey, and they have that 2-0 lead. But they have the power play in the offensive zone. Kerr, Prop, along with Eklund and Howe with Crossman. Islanders have Brent Sutter take the draw. And the Islanders win it. Conroy to wrap around to the near side. Crom looks and sends it down the ice. And that will pretty well do it for the power play, as Hextall sets it behind the net. 5 seconds left for Crossman. To the near side. Up on the left wing, and Howe past Crom. Drops it back to Crossman, and out of the penalty box comes Flatley, and the Flyers 0 for 2 now. The puck into the zone, and Morrow shoots it at center with 19 seconds left in the period. Howe back at his own, and the Flyers offense now has gone stale on in the last 2 games. And it's cleared back down behind. 8 seconds left in the period, and they're rising in applause. And nothing will happen now as it's gotten off the Zezel. Shoots up the ice, and we come to the end of the first period. Bossy is second from Potvin and LaFontaine at the power play, 3:32. And then Crochet seventh from Bossy and Leiter at 16-12. The penalties even at 3, and the shots 11-10 for New York. That's our statistical wrap-up after 20 minutes of play from the Nassau Coliseum. The end of 1, the New York Islanders 2, and the Philadelphia Flyers.
And Gene Hart here back at the Nassau Coliseum. 2-0 Islanders lead. We're waiting the start of the second period.
We'll pause for station identification, the Flyers Hockey Network. Play is on at the Islanders zone, defending left with Rudy at the long side right. As Hextall is Didick. Up through into the zone, but way offside. The Islanders by 2-3 good strides.
Basson not getting as much ice time as he did in the first couple of games since the return of Brent Sutter. Now, the reason why I mentioned that Brent Sutter, Flatley, and Crom will be playing against Zezel, Kerr, and Prop as much as possible is that they are very strong defensively. Brent Sutter is very strong on faceoffs, and he has been neutralizing Zezel in that department. And they did a good job Tuesday at Philadelphia.
Play at center, Bassanon along with Gilbert and Alan Kerr. Flyers now turning, Ron Sutter on the near side, and Howe tries to go through. He's got a man in. Skull hit the post. Lindsey Carson, then Kerr, then a shot by Howe. And I'm telling you, this is getting incredible. Islanders bouncing off bodies, off rear ends. Goaltenders fall down, and for the 3rd straight game here, a breakaway by Philadelphia is thwarted by Mr. Pipe.
Boy, Lindsey Carson was set up perfectly, but Mark Howe to go in, and he just got a good shot away, nice and low where you want to get it on Kelly Rudy, and he hit the post dead on. Even the inside of the goal post he hit. And usually what'll happen, that'll ricochet into the far corner, but this one came directly out, straight back. And Carson failed to pick up goal number 3 for this playoff and to put the Flyers within 1. But excellent play by Howe, and Kelly Rudy not only has been good this series, but he's been lucky as well.
Last game, just before Carson scored, Kjell Samuelsson with that right in front shot hit the crossbar. All right, the chances will come and the goals will come. McCrimmon and Howe out again with Carson Tocchet and Ron Sutter. The Islanders counter with Conroy back on the defense. With Leiter, and up front they'll go Brent Sutter with the defensive face-off circle, Flatley and Crom.
This might be the first bit of line juggling now, Gene. They've switched the lines. Sutter, Tocchet, and Carson have been the major factor for Philadelphia, so he might want Simpson might want his best defensive unit out there against them.
A terrible statistic first period. The Islanders won 20 of 25 face-offs, and they won the first 2 in this period. Now Ron Sutter retreating against brother Brent, tries to come out near side. And the Flyers roll it, and here they come 3-on-2 on that right side. McCrimmon busting for the net. Carson, he's there. Shot, score from the top of the right circle by McCrimmon.
That is something that I've talked about, Gene, for quite a while. They get the shot away from the top of the circles, because it appears to me that Rudy's strength is down low and in tight because he has such great hands and he plays that butterfly style. McCrimmon just rips this shot. It comes through the defenseman, and I don't think Rudy saw it, but he was not out challenging as far as he has in the past. And McCrimmon picks up the goal to give the Flyers, or put them within 1, but a nice shot. Just blasts it. And it was nice and low to the short side even. Flyers have life here. They scored at the 53-second mark. Brad McCrimmon picking up the goal.
McCrimmon's first of this playoff year, the 6th of his NHL career. Howe gets the assist as the puck comes in off Hextall's glove. Offensive near corner for New York. Flyers get it to Zezel on the way to center ice. Comes Crossman with Kerr on his right. Kerr into the zone, into the right wing corner in front. Oh, and it went off the skate of a Philadelphian. And Rudy had to be quick there as Brian Prop almost got it tied, as the Flyers have had 3 tremendous chances in the first minute of play in the second period.
Brian Prop has had just a standout playoff, Gene. He has worked hard at both ends of the ice, and he's had really tough luck in picking up the points, but Kerr almost sent him in with the puck off his skate, and Kelly Rudy again, we point out how quick Kelly Rudy is, and it's illustrated by this play. The centering pass goes off his skate. Now Rudy's going from left to right. He has to trail that pad. He is very quick. He is so strong when that puck's in down low.
Trottier and the Flyers. Ron Sutter wins it, and Marsh from center ice drives it off Kelly's skate. He whips it to the far side, and the Flyers peel it around to the near boards. Carson battling for it. Kenny Morrow takes it, throws it out to the point. Marsh keeps it in, looks, rolling puck, and he fans on it. It's blocked by Trottier, and then Marsh gets a break by clearing it back behind the New York net. Morrow up on the near side. Marsh blocks down again, flips it wide of Rudy, who grabs, drops off behind, and then Morrow up on the far side to Dwayne Sutter, and away to Trottier, 3-on-2 with Johnson and Bossy. Bossy up the middle to Janssen, and then Janssen waited too long. Tomorrow, his shot fan on. He gets another one. They have a man at the side of the net, Bossy. And then finally, Hextall, in a comedy of mistakes there, finally clears it out of harm's way and down the ice. Janssen at his own line. Little reverse pass to Bossy. He's on the near wing, and he lifts it high in the air. Bounces at the Flyer line, and offside New York.
Dwayne Sutter was in a little bit too quick. Brian Trottier has picked up the points, but defensively he has struggled a little bit. Coming into tonight's game, he was a -6. But he has picked up his 7th goal tonight, which is the lead goal at this point. But a nice play on the part of Bossy and Trottier. But Thomas Johnson, I think, fouled the play up. He took too much time to get that puck set up. And by that time, the Flyers back checkers had gotten back and poked that puck away.
Billy Smith sitting forlornly at one end, and Janssen with that face mask to protect the recovered broken jaw on the other. Flyers win the draw. Howe up past LaFontaine into the zone, swings to the right of Dennis Potvin, who smartly takes it away and looks for an outlet at center ice. Has trouble, as back checking was Pelly Eklund. They get it around to Didak and through at the Flyer line, deep into the Philadelphia defensive right corner. McCrimmon behind the net, chased the other way by McAloo, stumbles. McCrimmon is able to come up unchallenged to the center ice at the red line, an offensive right corner dump, and now the Flyers are doing the Islander trick, dumping in and pursuing to the near side. New York then ices it. It'll roll into the Philadelphia zone right in on Hextall. He plays it away from LaFontaine up on the near wing. It skips past Derek Smith, gathered in by Eklund, who drives it into the offensive right corner as the Flyers make unit change. They clear up past Samuelson and all the way down the ice, and now the Islanders can change on the go. Philadelphia, Samuelson out with Crossman up front, Zezel with Kerr and Prop. Now to Zezel on the near side. He stopped, bumped off, and Basson through that left side to Gilbert with a bullet. And the save by Hextall, up for grabs in front. Crossman takes it and wheels it up the center ice. Poked away from Leiter, who just took it away from Prop as he tried to bust 2-on-1. And then Kerr is knocked down at center ice. And here come the Islanders. Alan Kerr trying to play through, does to Basson. And then Kerr buries Alan Kerr. That was Timmy burying Allen. And the Flyers finally out of their zone. Broken up by Alan Kerr. Comes right back after that check to bedevil Philadelphia. And the Flyers then jam it up on the near side. Prop coming through, but fumbles. And then the Islanders get 4 men back. So Prop down that left side. In at an angle. In front. And it went off Rudy's stick and then tapped about waist high by Conroy on the bounce to center ice from in front of the Islander goal. 2-1 the score as the Flyers got life. First, the post shot by Carson, and on the ensuing drive up ice, McCrimmon puts it in. Flyers try to keep it in, but eventually a delay offside whistle against Philadelphia. 4:03 gone into the second period from New York. The Islanders 2 and the Flyers with Bob Taylor are just past the halfway point of regulation, 2-1 New York. Bossy and Trottier in the first period, McCrimmon in the first minute of play in the second. Shots are 16-15 Philadelphia, 6-4 Flyers in this period. Penalties are even at 3, and all were called in the first 20 minutes of play. There's a break down that right side. Brent Sutter in after it to Hextall. So Hextall goes back the other way to McCrimmon. He'll be chased by Crom. Throws it to the blue line, and Potvin puts it right back down behind. Hextall steers it up on the left side, where Howe will try to get it out. The Prop bounces, gets it controlled. Goes to McCrimmon. Over the line right side to Kerr. Back to McCrimmon. Shot! And it was blocked off by the Islanders' Brent Sutter, who carries it to center ice. Comes with Flatley. Down that far side. Works inside McCrimmon. Stops along the hash marks. Left side, Didak all the way in. Shot! Hextall grabbed on the short side left pad.
You got to read that play coming back into the zone, and both times that man has been left open. A heads-up play on the part of the Islanders, and Didak had all the time in the world, but Kerr and Zezel both are coming back on the same side. Now, if Kerr's man is the point man on that side, Peter Zezel in the middle there couldn't get over quick enough to Diddick. Diddick walked right in, took the wrist shot, but the Flyers defense did an excellent job of getting that man out in front of the net to make sure they saw the puck. In fact, it wasn't the defense, it was Brian Propp doing the yeoman-like job to get that player out in front of the goal to allow Hextall to see it.
9:14 remaining second period. 2-1 New York.
Saturday night on Phillies 57, 6 o'clock movie, it's the Cannonball Run, the ultimate auto race that takes Burt Reynolds, Farrah Fawcett, and Dom DeLuise on a madcap cross-country adventure that you'll never forget. Don't miss the Cannonball Run, Saturday at 6 on Philly 57.
LaFontaine against Ron Hextall. Gets it short side shot as it rolled behind Sutter. And the Flyers are able to cover the rebound and send it up to center ice. Carson will hit the post moments before we had the shot by McCrimmon. There's a play in the slot, and Carson, as he leaned, got up under it and shot it into the end seats. I don't think it was a deflection, so play will come to center ice.
No, it was a perfect field goal. The Bat, as he is known throughout his teammates, got an excellent chance. He got one right on the post, and this time he shot it over. But the face-offs again have been a very close thing for the Philadelphia Flyers. They have not dominated that area, and they've produced some scoring opportunities for the Islanders. All three Islanders centermen, Trottier, LaFontaine, and now Brent Sutter, have controlled that area of this game.
Conroy and Leiter out with Bossy, Dwayne Sutter, and Trottier. The Flyers counter with Ron Sutter, Tocchet, and Propp, Samuelson, and Crossman. Faceoff will come just above the inner arc of the Flyers' offensive right circle. Trottier and Ron Sutter. Jordy Brossiker is the linesman, and the Islanders win the draw. Get it to center ice, taken away by Crossman. Turns, tries to go through. Bossy takes it away, skates down that left side, is stopped by Samuelson, taken out of the play, and Ron Sutter shovels it to center. Bossy blocks with his skate to Conroy, who fires it in the Flyer zone, and Philadelphia gets it up to Tocchet. Into the zone to do the Propp, but Propp was surrounded by three Islanders who take it away. Cleared up on the far wing at center ice. Dwayne Sutter is checked, but it was a two-line pass coming out of the New York zone over the red line. 8:35 remaining, second period from the Island, 2-1 New York. Coaches looking on, Mike Keenan to your left and Terry Simpson to your right. 2-1. Game settled down. Islanders owned the first period, and then the Flyers got back equilibrium on the goal early by McCrimmon. That's where we stand, as each team has had chances. The Islanders to open it up to 2, and the Flyers to perhaps tie it at 2. Flyers drilled it in from center ice. Leiter's back there along with Conroy, forechecking Philadelphia. They steal, Tocchet in the slot and shot wide, and you can't do that. When you get the steals, you got to get them on net. Now Dwayne Sutter through. Nice poke check, sends it into the zone after he had crossed the line. Takes a check from Tocchet, gave him a stare, and then Howe got in between to look at Tocchet, say, don't get involved. We have the offside, stoppage, go away.
Smart play. The thing is that Dwayne Sutter didn't think that was an offside. And Howe has played such a strong game. And now one thing Dwayne Sutter does very well, he agitates. And it's something that you got to be aware of and that you have to walk away from. And it's a very tough thing to do. Tocchet just missed that check on Dwayne Sutter. And he can agitate with the best of them. It's the type of player that you just love to have on your side and just can't stand when he's in an opposition's uniform.
Trottier joined now with John D'Amico as the Flyer bench down directly across from our vantage point looks on. Trottier saying that wasn't an offside, John. John says, when you're 51 as I am and I'm officiated for 25 years, then come to me. LaFontaine out against Eklund, just outside the Flyer line along their right wing. Puck drop, the Islanders win it. Right side tomorrow, he challenges the zone, goes in deep. Randy Wood picks it up in the corner, looks to center, but Derek Smith won't let him. Then out of the near side, Makela goes back to the point. Shot on the net, way wide, deep off the left side where Janssen gets it. The Flyers all gathered at the net. Janssen looks, drive, kick save by Hextall, right back in that same corner where Crossman gets it to Eklund, and Eklund at center ice where Derek Smith couldn't get through traffic. The Islanders take it away and drive it right back in. Crossman smothered behind the net. Randy Wood in there along with Makela, with LaFontaine swooping around in front looking for that puck to come free, and nobody picks him up. 3 Flyers behind the net, 1 Islander alone in front.
This June, Bobby Clarke will be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now you can have a permanent remembrance of this Flyers' great retirement night It's a 43-minute video entitled Bobby Clark Night, and it's a collector's classic. These videos may be purchased at the Spectrum, all Showcase stores, and most local video outlets, including West Coast Video. Or you can get it by mail as well. Send $26.95 to Bobby Clark Night, the Spectrum, Philadelphia 19148.
McCrimmon and Howe, and the Flyers go Eklund with Derek Smith and Sinisalo. The Islanders counter with Bossy, Dwayne Sutter, and Trottier. Janssen back with Morrow. Offensive left circle, New York. They get the draw back, but the Flyers intercept, poke to center ice, a 2-on-1, but Derek Smith just beaten to the puck, but then Howe takes it into the zone, is pulled off his skates, gets it back at the point to Eklund, shot on the net wide, and Howe was taken down, but again, as perhaps the Islanders outlet to Bossy into the neutral zone, little reverse pass, went off the body of McCrimmon to Howe, and Howe will turn it around to the near side to Sinisalo. He pops it to center ice. As we had the other night, there were no penalties called after the first period. There have been none called here so far in the second. Flyers turning at center. Zezel goes the other way. Nice little play by Philadelphia to keep it in action, and then Bossy takes it away down that right side, goes into the zone. It's tapped away from Trottier to the left side. He puts it behind the net. Dwayne Sutter looking for action in front. Tapped away nicely, as coming in from the left side was the trailer, Potvin, but Philadelphia's Derek Smith was smart. Took it away, and then Derek Smith blocks. Goes to the net to Kerr. His shot off the body on the Islanders' second defenseman as Kerr falls in New York up on the near side with the puck flatly into the zone. Crisscrosses, drops off right side to Crom. Trottier for the net. The trailer on the near side was Didick, who goes into the corner. Nobody at the point as Potvin dropped back, and the Islanders cleared around to the Flyer defensive left side. Crom in there. Marsh pokes it up, but the Islanders try to keep it in at the blue line. Didick then has a pass blocked off the skate, sent back in. The Islanders take it eventually, and we have that called offside. 6:12 remaining in the second period from New York. Islanders 2 and the Flyers 1.
Into a 2-1 lead.
The only goal in this period, McCrimmon from Howe at 53 seconds. Bossy early in the first on the power play, and Trottier late in the first on a shot from the left side that was tipped home inadvertently by Philadelphia's Tim Tukey. Bass in the draw, Ron Sutter, who has been instrumental in allowing the Flyers to recoup some of that lost percentage on losing faceoffs. But the Flyers then lose it, getting it back, puck kicked along. The Flyers have 3 men in a bunch, and the Islanders spread them out a little more. The puck kicks to the Flyer line, sent in, taken out, and sent into the Islanders zone from center ice. Behind the net, Ron Sutter will go with Conroy, picks it up quickly to Gilbert, and Gilbert sends it down the ice, skips through right in on Hextall with 5:40 remaining in the period. Flyers again, their number one skill has been blunted somewhat. They're forechecking. Now prop over the line, left circle. Rudy blocks into the near corner off the glass. Prop in there along with Tocchet. He drives it from the goal line right along the line to the right of Rudy, and he goes down and blocks off with the stick and glove for the stoppage.
Tocchet, who is the big goal scorer for the Flyers against the New York Rangers, has struggled a little bit here against the Islanders. He hasn't been able to get on track. He's picked up 1 goal in this series. He had 5 in going against the Rangers, but the crowd here at the Coliseum has been very boisterous and enthusiastic right from the opening faceoff. And the sign says it all. Watch out, Philly. We're hot. And they are. And this team, as well as their fans, believe that until you win that 4th game, this club here is going to battle you tooth and nail, and they've proved it time and time again.
Tukey has seen little action in this period. In fact,
it's the first shift he's had, Gene, since that goal went in off his stick.
So 4 minutes of the first period and almost 19 minutes, almost a full period. He's on with Hill and Carson, and McCrimmon back with Howe.
They have to use everybody.
Yeah. Dave Brown has seen little action. Carson, who hit the post early on behind the net, coming out of that corner. Tukey makes a reverse, is spun off and held by Morrow. Play comes in front, but skips through and played by Randy Wood. On a give and go to Makela with Janssen picking up on the left side in. There goes Makela, back to Janssen, and the puck deflected away, and the Flyers quickly up on the right wing. Here comes Al Hill with Tukey. The trailer is Carson. Back to Tukey. Tukey in front. There's a play at the side of the net, and it was just jammed out too hard. And New York's Makela breaks out against Howe down that right side one-on-one. He's got Pat LaFontaine with him. Stops, drags the trailer, and again the Flyers smother it to the far side. But Randy Wood takes it on the loose play behind the net, cut off by McCrimmon. And then Carson off the near side puts it right back to Didick. In the slot, look out! Shot by LaFontaine. No reason to clear that out from the corner when you could have carried it to center ice. Now the Flyers take it, and they try to go through to the Islanders. LaFontaine in around behind the net, tied up, knocked down on the puck, and then he hand passes it around the near side. Andy Van Hellemond said safe before the Flyers had made a play. Then Howe in his own zone gets it across to McCrimmon and up on the right side. Here comes Philadelphia's Al Hill at the line, a dump in. After it is Derek Smith as the Flyers change on the goal. And it's outlet right side from the left to Flatley at center with Brent Sutter. Flatley over the line, down into the corner. Marsh takes him out as he kicks it back the other way. Nice play to Brent Sutter. The kick pass by Flatley. Sutter behind tries to center. It's kicked free. The Flyers don't see it in the corner. So Crom goes in the corner. He battles now with Philadelphia's Sinisalo. Crom comes out with it. Finally, Crossman gets his stick back as he lost it behind the net. To the near side, the Flyers try to come out with it. Marsh dumps it back toward Hextall. He steers it behind, and then Crossman up on the far glass. Drives it where? It hit somebody? It might have hit off the Flyers' Sinisalo's head on the helmet into the far seats, and the puck comes back on the Islanders' zone. Late second period, 2-1 New York.
3:39 remains now in the second period. The Islanders still lead 2-1. This is what we're talking about. Smith trying to go in. Crom pulls him down. This is the thing that they're getting away with. They're letting him do this constantly, and it takes away the forechecking.
In the slot, Bossy trying to find Trottier with a one-timer from the right circle. Blocked off by Philadelphia. McCrimmon up on the near side, through past Morrow. He drives it back into the Philadelphia zone, obviously offside. 3:27 remaining in this second period. Again, the goal scorers Bossy and Trottier for New York in the first. McCrimmon in the second. 6 penalties, 3 apiece, all in the first 20 minutes of play.
Dwayne Sutter, he's the leader on this club now in consecutive games played, 174. So that shows you how many players have gone down with injuries. This team has been beset with injuries throughout the last 2 or 3 years.
Flyers needed more balanced scoring. They have 6 goals from Tocchet, but only 1 in this series. Islanders get it centered, drop it down behind Hextall. Flyers have McCrimmon out with Howe, and up front Derek Smith with Sutter and Sinisalo. There's through Sutter, trying to turn past Johnson, who taps it to center ice. Nice play in there by McCrimmon to bump off Dwayne Sutter. That allowed Howe to take it into the zone to the near side, looks to the net, drives it in on Rudy. It was blocked behind. There goes Derek Smith. He has nobody in front as a Flyer. Sinisalo just being held against the left side of the Islander cage. Back to the blue line. The Islanders can't control. Then they come around behind the net. It hits the net to Morrow. Morrow up on the far side. Check to the far side to Dwayne Sutter. He's bumped. Cannot get it out. Flyers are maintaining in the zone, but they can't get any pressure for shots. Finally to the open right side to Bossy, and down the right wing into the Philadelphia zone away from Trottier. He back passes to Howe. Reverse. Far side away from the sweep check of Bossy, but gives it away at center to Morrow. Morrow turns, and then he in turn gives it back to Prop. Prop over the line to Kerr. Kerr has had little going for him. Into the right wing corner. Looks for Eklund. Eklund out of that corner to Kerr. He's bumped, but it goes to Crossman. Crossman in front. It goes back to Kerr. Crossman was just grabbed, and here come the Islanders with Samuelson and Eklund back. Bossy over the line. He drops to Basson. A bad pass, and the Flyers get a break and come back. Into the zone. Crossman looks for the trailer. Goes in around behind the net in front. A stopper to Kerr, and he couldn't get it home. Then Crossman tries to whack at it. It's still loose at the left side of Rudy. He covers it along with the defenseman, Jerry Didick.
It's incredible what the Islanders are doing in that zone. They are getting their checks, and they are literally grabbing a hold of them, not allowing the Flyers to get loose. And they've been able to do that, and they've been able to get away with it from Van Hellemond, but they have not allowed the Flyers to get loose in the slot. Even when they penetrated the zone deep, Crossman made a nice play to come out, but nobody was there to take the shot. Kerr was on top of Tim Kerr, and then when the puck did finally come loose, Rudy was down on all fours, and it was just Crossman in too close to get that puck up over the fallen goalie. But they have been taking each man in that zone and staying with them. Literally touching him, literally grabbing them and getting them out of the way.
Philadelphia with Crossman and Samuelson out there, and they go Zezel with Tocchet and Prop. Islanders, Flatley, Crom, and Brent Sutter along with Potvin and Didick. Offensive right circle, 1:53 remaining. Puck behind the net. Zezel tries to put it in front, does, but just away from Prop and just away from Tocchet. Back to the point, kept in and put back in that corner by Samuelson, and then Crom make sure by lifting it all the way down the ice, but getting it in on Hextall. Hextall, as Flatley is bumped off by Samuelson, who loses his stick. Philadelphia to Zezel at center ice. He's at the Islander line, through into Prop. Prop, a left circle shot, rolled off the edge of a stick down behind the net. Tocchet is knocked down. The Islanders try to center, get it up to Crossman, puts it in front of the net. They scramble. Tocchet has it pulled away by Crom to the left side. And then he drives down the ice again, and Hextall will come out to his own left circle, drives it up into the neutral zone, left side to Crossman, and then he puts it right side. Samuelson into the zone, tries to get past Potvin. He's dumped, but the Flyers' Eklund puts it down behind Rudy. As 1:05 remain in the period, and the Islanders put it up through to Brent Sutter at center ice, rolls it down that right side, out to Hextall, gets it up past Flatley to Prop, to McCrimmon coming out of the Flyer zone, up the middle of the ice. He's got Sinisalo with him, and then just rolls it to the Islander line where Gilbert takes it. Starts back the other way to Conroy, down that right side against Howe. With nowhere to go, winds it around behind Hextall. Up on the far side, Derek Smith loses it. Alan Kerr has a man in the slot. Conroy, drive, and that was deflected wide. And the Flyers, Derek Smith to Sinisalo, and he rolls it through his legs and down the ice. Half minute remaining in the period. Now Gilbert, up through the middle. Here comes Basson over the line, swings to his left, tries to find Alan Kerr, rolls to Hextall, and again outlet. Too far, but Eklund collars it, then can't make the play, and through to Howe over the line. Howe swings to the right, and there was Morrow blocking the puck under his body beautifully, as he didn't want Howe to deke past him. 10 seconds remaining in the period, and the Flyers start from their line. Loose pass to Derek Smith, slaps it in off the body of Brosiker, and it caroms up into the end seats. Neutral zone face-off with 5 seconds left in the second period.
Hey, Flyers fans, here's your chance to get a giant full-color poster of Flyers captain Dave Poulin. Just send $6 plus $2 for postage and handling to Dave Poulin Poster, The Spectrum, Philadelphia, 19148. Howe, who has just been so strong for Philadelphia again this time, and this time he saw Dwayne Sutter come. He got the elbows up, but he has just been carrying the mail all night long for Philadelphia and has been a force out there. And when he's carrying it, the Islanders are backing off that blue line, Gene. They've been trying to stand up quite well in the rest of the players, but when Howe gets it, they seem to really back off that blue line quickly.
Puck in the zone, that should do it, as Morrow will just take it behind to end the period. The one goal at 53 seconds, McCrimmon's first from Howe. There were no penalties, no shots. The Flyers had 8, a game total of 18, and the Islanders 7, a game total of 18. After 40 minutes of play from New York, Game 6, Patrick Division Finals, the New York Islanders 2, and the Philadelphia Flyers 1. The Flyers also see John D'Amico and Gordy Brosiker as the linesmen with a composite 55 years of officiating experience. D'Amico, the senior member in age at 51 and in time of service 25 years. Philadelphia will go with Ron Sutter, Carson, and Tocchet. Crossman out along with Marsh. And the Islanders go Didick and Potvin. They've been a regular twosome. And up front, Basson with Gilbert and Alan Kerr. Crossman behind the net is chased by Basson. Comes up on the near side to Marsh. Off the boards, Islanders keep in, and that was the Flyers' problem, as Marsh loses his stick and then hand passes right on to the blade of Lindsey Carson. That was a smart play to break up the problem without a stick.
It's a real smart play. Andy Van Hellemond. He's refereed more playoff games than any other referee in the history of the game.
16 years in the league. Used to come from Winnipeg, now in Guelph. Why does everybody move to Guelph? A whole lot of guys there, officials.
Well, the traveling's a lot more central. Yeah. Anyway, anybody else, anywhere than Winnipeg.
Yeah. Referee Van Hellemond, the only one of the referees to wear a helmet. Barry Simpson, who, like Mike Keenan, rarely changes expression on the bench, good or bad. All right, LaFontaine against Ron Sutter, inside the Flyers' defensive left circle, but inside the top of the arc. Puck drop. Flyers get control. Howe around behind the net. LaFontaine screened off. So Howe peeks, comes out gingerly to the left, skates casually, carefully up, still in his zone. Outlets to Carson off his skate and through into center ice. Rolls it to Ron Sutter, banged off the skate, and then the Flyers are whistled for an offside.
Just couldn't quite get it. Ron Sutter skating much freer now, and he's even being more the Ron Sutter that we've seen before he injured that back. He's hitting along the boards, and he's even taken a couple of jarring hits. And as the games progress, he will get better. The game timing will come back.
Rob Tocchet, Ron Sutter, McCrimmon, and Howe. LaFontaine remains out with Wood, now and Makala, with Didick back and Potvin. Outside the Islander line, kicks into their zone. Didick, Potvin, they've got a break at center ice, but they didn't read LaFontaine, and then when they did, it was offside. Boy, he was there earlier, Bobby, and alone.
Didick fan on the first attempt, though. Mikko Makela back in the lineup. He missed the last game in Philadelphia because of a bad back. And it's an injury that you see a number of the NHL players have throughout this year. But that pass was just missed by Makela. I said Didick, it was Makela who just missed it on the first chance. That's why they're offside.
We'll pause from the island for station identification. Flyers Hockey Network.
This is Philly 57, WGBS in Philadelphia.
We just were reminded of a bit of history. 12 years ago on the day that the Islanders tied that series 3-3 with a 2-1 win here, an historic landmark in South Jersey burned to the ground.
That's right, Rexy's.
Flyers containing, and then Morrow takes it up on his right side, gives it away to Howe, tapped up in the air, and LaFontaine can't get it out, but Morrow finally gets it into the neutral zone. Through to Trottier at the Flyer line, taken away and sent up ice nicely by Tocchet. Through to Prop, drops to Eklund. Shot right into the breadbasket of Rudy. Will fall on it with players coming from all angles.
I always hated that when the guys come roaring in and put the brakes on right in front of you, because that's when you got snow all the way up down your neck and in your face mask and in your face.
Is that refreshing now?
Nah,
No?
it's aggravating. Prop dropping the pass back in the shot, and Tocchet just barreling to the net. And then you come in and you spray snow, and it gets down your neck, and it's awful.
You loved it. It was in your blood. I saw you out there. Should see how during the winter they have to restrain Bobby from getting the pads on to go out and practice.
Yeah, right. It's so much easier up here.
2-1 New York, early third period. Flyers defense is Crossman and Marsh, and up front Zezel with Brown. And Derek Smith. The Islanders win the draw. They won 33, lost 15 through 2 periods. And there's a margin of the specialty teams. Potvin his own outlets, and it's tapped through past Marsh, who ties up flatly at center ice. The puck is jammed right at the Islander line at their bench far side. Wheeling it back to Didick and up the middle, knocked down at center ice, and played through by Brown into the zone with Zezel going to the net. Brown to Zezel, but he's bumped off by Flatley, and the Islanders send it to Potvin up at center ice. Coming through at the fly line, winds up 80-footer right into the breadbasket of Hextall, bounces out in front, and he dives on it rather than making a play. Early third period from New York, Islanders 2 and the Flyers 1.
2 on the score. Islanders leading here with only 1 minute and 35 seconds played into the third period.
Face-off taken by the Islanders at the point through a screen. Hextall short side save, and then as it popped off his glove, took a swipe at it with a stick and sent it up into the NC.
Wait a minute now.
They're going to call a penalty?
Wait a minute. This is the inconsistency of this refereeing. Now they're saying he made the save and it jumped up in the air and he knocked it over. Now Bob Froese did the very same thing in Philadelphia, and the referee would not call it. It's when you directly shoot the puck out, not knock it out. Andy Van Hellemond is making a mistake here. He is making a mistake here. Oh, I can't believe it. You talk about the officiating being inconsistent. This is it right now.
Well,
it is done. If he makes a save and you pat it with the paddle of the stick, it's not called an automatic 2 minutes. But if you directly shoot it out, it's a 2-minute minor. Van Hellemond's making a mistake here.
well, now he's talking with Brad Marsh. Not going to mean much.
Yes, it is going to mean much. The point
But I mean,
is,
it's not going to mean much in changing the penalty.
the shot comes, then, and Hextall makes the save with the glove, a big save, and then as he hits it, he just knocks it out, and it goes out of the zone. Now, it has done 2 or 3 times during the course of the season that has happened. I can remember specifically Bob Froese did it while with the Rangers. Hextall's done it a couple of times in Philadelphia or on the road, and it's never been called because it's not directly shot out of the playing surface. Now Van Hellemond, I really believe he's making a mistake here, and that's what the the Flyers are yelling about. He has made a mistake.
For Hextall now gives him 11 minutes on the playoff year. The Flyers' 4th penalty of 7 whistled by Van Hellemond. It comes at 1:40. Now a penalty in the first period at 1:45 to Derek Smith resulted in an Islander power play goal. And it went off his glove, and the obvious thing that he would do, reflex, is take a swipe at it with his stick.
You know,
Mike Keenan's over there standing at the door looking disgusted. Yeah.
That's happened 3 or 4 times during the course of the season and was not called a delay of the game. now he does it in the playoffs at a very crucial time, and he calls a penalty. You talk about inconsistency.
Right, the Islanders are 1 for 2 on the night. They are 6 for 15 on the playoffs, and the Flyers have to come up with great defense here. They cannot give that 2-goal lead back to New York in this third period. And New York realizes they're going to pull all the stoppers. If they get it now 3-1, they can put the noose around the Flyers' neck for this one. Trottier, LaFontaine, Boss, you had that power play goal with Janssen and Potvin. Flyers had very little opportunity on that first power play early in the game to get the puck out of their end. They faced 6 shots, and on the 6th, it was one of 7 in a row for New York before the Flyers got one. Bossy scored. That was 1-0. Now Dave Brown will serve the penalty. Howe, McCrimmon, Zezel, and Sinisalo for Philadelphia. Defensive left circle. Rossiker and D'Amico, the linesman, Van Helleman, the referee, at a pivotal penalty call. So the Flyers with a delay of the game. There's a shot right off the draw, wide by Trottier. They go off to Janssen into the near circle. The Flyers trying to run straight away. Janssen to Potvin, back to Janssen, picked up by Zezel, near circle. And there was Bossy bump, but the Islanders controlled the puck in the offensive left corner. In there is Trottier, along with Bossy and Crossman with Philadelphia's McCrimmon. Only one man staying out of that pack, that's Janssen. And finally, Andy Van Helleman calls a stoppage with 1:37 remaining on the penalty to Hextall. Early third period, 2:03 gone, 2-1 New York.
Incredible, just incredible. And they wonder why you get upset with the officiating. The face-off again was won cleanly by LaFontaine, or at least he tied up there. Bossy just moved in quickly, and boy, did he get a lot on that shot. You have to concentrate more, to really bear down more on those draws.
Zezel and LaFontaine, defense right circle, Philadelphia. Back to Potvin, bullet just wide to the left along the ice. Back to Didick, his shot, score! Make that lighter.
All because a face-off was lost. Boy, did he kiss that shot and deflected. Just got beat, Hextall. Leiter picks up the goal for the Islanders. Their second power play goal, and it's his first goal of the playoffs. Ken Leiter, that gives him that 3-1 lead. And it was LaFontaine who won that draw cleanly. Back to Potvin, who took the shot and it missed. And then Leiter just picked it up off the end boards and just bulleted the shot right past Ron Hextall. So LaFontaine, along with Potvin, should get the assist on Leiter's first. And it is a power play goal at 2:09. It's a 3-1 Islander lead.
So the Flyers have popped up 2 goals in this series on too many men on the ice and a delay of the game for shooting the puck out of the rink.
He didn't shoot the puck out of the rink. That's the key. You got to. He did not shoot the puck out of the rink.
Puck up at center ice. Flyers 2 back. So all of that hard work in the second period and McCrimmon's goal early on. Flyers right back in the hole where they started at the end of the first 2 back. Now they realize they've got to get 3. There's a takedown of Derek Smith, and he has to call that one. He has no choice. Flyers will get a power play with 2:30 gone into the third period. They trail it 3-1.
Your favorite hockey personalities have moved, but their opinions remain.
4 points. If you're not within 4, you're out of there. Get the SPF one. You had all year to be in the playoffs.
NHL Now. New episodes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Wherever you go, when we're all free to roam, Midas can help get you there. Through July 4th, celebrate your freedom with our 1776 oil change that includes a tire rotation. When you are ready, your car should be too. Midas.
Gerald Didick picks up a tripping minor at 2:30. Ron Sutter tried to dump the puck past him. It appeared that he had him beat. As he had taken the puck of the ice, he just rolled it by him, and Didick just put the skates out, pulled the skates out from under Ron Sutter.
They're yelling, "We want Chico," as they're trying to harass verbal abuse against the goaltender. That doesn't bother him. All right, the Flyers now have to repay in kind. They've been blitzed twice on the power play. The Islanders now have 7 power play goals in 16 opportunities. And that was the thing that was supposed to hurt Philadelphia, and in a couple of games it has, including this one tonight. Islanders try to come out. Howe keeps it in. That was a break for Philadelphia. Works off to the left side to Crossman. Crossman has got Eklund around behind the net. Comes to the near side. Comes out in front. He's got his shot to the score. Went off the stick.
Brian Propp.
To Brian Propp. And the Flyers get it back at 2:48. Just 44 seconds after the Islanders opened up that 2-goal lead.
Excellent play by Pelle Eklund, but again, Propp getting in that pit area, getting in the slot, deflecting that shot home, and that's an area where you have to be strong of heart because you get whacked and harassed in there quite a bit. This time Propp was able to get good position on Ken Leiter and deflected past Kelly Hrudey, but Pelle Eklund, excellent play. He saw it all the way, and Propp just deflects it high up over Kelly Hrudey, and the Flyers have gotten back within 1. Now, there's still a ton of hockey left to play. 17-12. Propp picks up the power play goal. It comes at 2:48. Eklund will pick up 1 assist.
Well, that was a big one. Puck at center ice, taken by Ron Sutter up the middle. Tried to right side to Tocchet. He's in front, backhander right on. And the save made by Hrudey. And up ice comes Bossy. He's got Dwayne Sutter on the near side. Chooses to bounce one in on Ekstall. Gloves off the glass, knocked down by the Islanders and kept in the zone. And the Flyers take it away, and Ron Sutter shovels it up on the left side, and Philadelphia moving into the zone. Lindsey Carson has it go on the dump-in right off Conroy to the Islanders' other defenseman, Leiter, and up through into center ice. McCrimmon tries to poke it away from Dwayne Sutter. Both he and the Islander miss the puck, and Lindsey Carson takes it down that left side, drills it around behind the Islander net, and the Flyers change on the go. Crossman out there now, along with Marsh as the puck rolls to center. Propp takes it off back to the Philadelphia line. Propp is on along with Tukey and Sinisalo, an offensive right corner dump. Potvin around to the far side. Makela tries to deflect it through Marsh. It goes in deep. Tukey picks up the point, and here come the Islanders with Tukey back and Crossman. The one man there is LaFontaine. Does a little razzle-dazzle, puts it behind the Philadelphia net, and then Tukey prevents his chasing of the puck, and Crossman now, as LaFontaine breaks off the checks. Shadows in front, but they get it up to Marsh, to Tukey at center ice, and down that left side. Propp crisscrossing, can't go into the zone, and has to wait at center ice for Tukey to come out. Gets it to Marsh. Marsh a wraparound behind Hrudey up on the Flyers' offensive right side to Tukey. Tries to block it, and the Islanders take it. Try to lead man, and they do to LaFontaine down that right side. Into the zone, Makela's got a man in front, and it just rolled wide. Through the pass from the right boards through the creases, both Wood and LaFontaine tried to get there. Tukey back for Philadelphia, over the line, works to the left, he's there, drive right on, and the save made by Hrudey, and the Islanders jam it off the far boards to center ice. Shots are even at 21, 3-2 Islanders, 15-15 remain in the third period. Down that right side, Crossman kicks it into Zezel in front, tried to scoop it. Missed once, missed the second time, fell behind the net. The Islanders have it taken in there, and it's stolen away behind the net. Down goes Philadelphia's Propp. Now Zezel out looking for a stuffer. It's Scram, knocked down as an Islander. It's still in that circle. Cleared out finally, and the Islanders, Bossy throws it all the way down the ice. Rolls to the Flyer goal line. Crossman a wraparound to the Flyers' defensive left side to Howe. Howe, a cross-ice pass hits Brown. Brown gathers in, takes it down into the left wing circle where Derek Smith pokes it behind the Islander net. Conroy around the near side for Dwayne Sutter. Can't come out this side, so Sutter smartly wraps it around to the other side where it's played by Bossy to Trottier up at center ice. Off the skate of Conroy, who tried to join in the play, and the Islanders put it behind the Flyer net. Hextall knocks it free. Taken off by McCrimmon to Brown, and Brown looks at center, finds his breaking Derek Smith. Down that right side against Potvin. Up the middle, shot around behind Hrudey. There goes Ron Sutter trying to put it in front. The Islanders break it up. The Flyers jam it into the right corner. Oh, Didick. And a big check buries Ron Sutter as Flatley is sent to his own right corner. Looks up ice, fans once, and then drives it through on the near side to Potvin. At the red line, trying to put it into the zone. The Flyers come off the bench. No control as it kicks away from Al Hill. Then taken at the Flyer line by McCrimmon. McCrimmon turns to Howe. He misses it. Conroy Cromp keeps it in. They overskate up the middle. Didick with a shot. Just tipped wide. Oh, my. Again to kill it. And the Flyers give it away to Potvin. Point shot. Just wide again on the deflection. And Philadelphia finally has Al Hill put it up the middle to Tocchet at the Islander line. Rolling puck, gets into the zone, drops it back for Hill, and he finally has it smothered away by the Islanders. Poke it up in the neutral zone. 13.5 minutes remain in the third period. 3-2 Island. They opened up a 2-goal lead on a power play goal, and then 44 seconds later, the Flyers got it back. Shot from the left side by Carson in front. Nice feed, but the only jersey there, number 5 Potvin for New York, brings it up slowly to center ice, trying to read the play. Then will drill it in on Hextall. Bounces off his glove in front. Cleared off on the far side, and the Flyers get at the center, but no control. They make a change, and the Islanders quickly drifted in. Morrow around behind Hextall. Wraps up to the Flyers' defensive left side, where Marsh takes it. Gets it up the middle of the ice, and here comes Philadelphia. Wheeling into the zone along the near side goes Prop. Drops back to Sinisalo. Down into the right wing corner. In front, Prop is there. Shot. Oh, and he was alone in front, and Rudy smothered it to keep the game. 1 goal for New York. 12:45 remaining in the third period from New York. 3-2 Islanders.
I sent your new prescription to the pharmacy.
Any idea how much it will cost?
You have a choice. Insurance or GoodRx?
I have insurance.
Insurance is not what it used to be. People struggle to get their prescriptions covered, and prices keep rising. I recommend GoodRx. You get free coupons to save on your prescriptions.
Compare prices to find the best discounts.
GoodRx. Smart.
Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today.
Tomorrow, go in the room and behind the glass. First, get to know the Pittsburgh Penguins. Then, go inside Flyers training camp.
There are no more excuses. Expectations are high.
It all starts tomorrow, 6 Eastern, on NHL Network.
Prop almost had a great chance to tie this game, and he did have a good chance, but he was in too tight on Pelle Eklund. Sinisalo had the speed, beat Johnsson, got it in front. Prop was all alone, but he was in close. And again, we have to point out how good Rudy is when you're in close. Ryan Prop tried his best to get that puck up quickly and high enough to tie this game, but he couldn't.
Prop, Sinisalo, Eklund, McCrimmon, and Howe. And Brent Sutter will take the draw and drops it back behind his net. Johnsson has it roll off the side. Prop goes in behind, tries to put it in front. Rudy knocks it behind. Eklund has it. They jam it up behind, trying to get it out past Thomas Johnsson, who has his skate on the puck at the backside of the Islander net. Eklund tries to spring it free. Now it's loose behind. Kicked to the far side by Johnsson. Pokes it up on the far board. There is Howe to drive it back down behind. Brent Sutter puts it back to Howe. Then it goes into the corner to Eklund. Back out to the point to McCrimmon with a one-timer. And Rudy kicks it right back in the corner to Eklund. Eklund tried to roll it in deep, but it was flubbed. Then Morrow tried to take it. Takes down Prop behind the net. The Flyers try to get it out, and then the Islanders lift it into center. McCrimmon dropping back to his line, fumbles it. Chase back down behind the net, then turns away from Crom nicely. Starts up through on the right side for Eklund. Eklund waits, a little shovel pass through to Howe. Howe at the Islander line, goes off the skate of Sinisalo, went in offside, and that play goes a warning. With 8:06 played into the third period, 3-2 New York.
Howe has had such a strong game tonight, Gene, and he's had a couple of real good chances that I expect him to probably put one home here with 11:54 remaining. 3-2, Islanders leading. The Flyers are starting to put more and more pressure on this New York club as the New York team is really getting more conservative and more cautious now as that clock twits down towards the final buzzer. But they play a very conservative style to begin with, but now when they're nursing that 1-goal lead, they're going to really try and play a defensive style. That could backfire.
Shots are 7-4 this period. Philadelphia 25-22 for the game, but in the cash register, 3-2 New York. Shot by Samuelson, dropped by Rudy behind the net. In there, 2 Flyers along with Leiter, whose goal is the difference right now on the power play. Brown in front and just missed Dezel, who was there. Wrapped up by what is up ice, the Islanders. An offensive right corner dump. Comes right in on Hextall. Steers it off the boards to center ice. There's a steal by Zezel from Conroy. Zezel right circle, stops, he's in front, winds up, drive, and it hit Rudy maybe in the mask or high off the shoulder. Boy, Zezel made the perfect play by stopping and letting the defenseman go by and really had a chance to call his shot, and Rudy blocked it off. And Hextall set that up by that quick outlet on the near side where Brown on the second chance dumps it into the penalty box near side, and we get a stoppage of play.
Boy, a great opportunity. The shot hit Rudy. He didn't even see it, but it hit him, and it hurt him too. Peter Zezel made a brilliant offensive play, just jumping out of the way of that defenseman who was falling in front of him, and then took the quick shot. And he timed it perfectly too, because the player had skated right in front of Kelly Rudy's vision, and Rudy didn't see it. The play happening with the puck rolling now. He just stopped, jumps out of the way to avoid a trip, and then waited and waited. Now when the Smith jumped up in the air, that took away Rudy's vision.
Face off just outside the Flyer line along their right wing. Eklund against LaFontaine. The Flyers win it. Now off to the left side. Howe controls it at 2 at center ice. Drives offensive right corner. Tocchet goes after it. Cut off by Wood, but it's picked up by Lindsey Carson. Then tried to go back to the point, but LaFontaine picks it off to Makela across the far side. Coming with an offensive right corner dump. Breaking in was Didick. Then when he saw Hextall make the play, around to the near side, he drops back at the point, and the Flyers try to outlet. Blocked off by Potvin. Blocked off by Randy Wood. And finally, Ron Sutter shovels it to center ice. Potvin retreating away, spins inside along the near boards past Tocchet. An offensive right corner dump. In there is Makela. It's overskated by Makela and Howe, but Philadelphia's Lindsey Carson gives it away to LaFontaine. LaFontaine back at the blue line to Randy Wood. He's into the circle, in behind the net. Looks to center, off the skate of Tocchet as Morrow had come in from the right point. And Philadelphia, as Wood lost his helmet on that check behind the net. Flyers get it to center ice, but again, they jam it up. Rolls off, and Sinisalo turns. Sinisalo out with Prop and Eklund down that right side using his speed. Tripped up, and Van Helmond looks on impassively. The puck is taken by the Islanders behind the net. Basson turns up around the forechecking of Prop to Greg Gilbert. Gilbert stopped. Basson can't find the puck. It goes back behind the net. There's Sinisalo. Checks off Janssen. He picks it up right side. Tries to jam it out to center ice and does. Crossman takes it. Chased by 3 Islanders. Comes to the right side to Prop. Prop up into the neutral zone. And here comes Sinisalo. Over the line. Tries to go to the far side. Islanders break it up and come back 5-4 on 2. Gilbert over the line. Basson for the net. The trailer is Janssen in front. Score! Basson.
So many of the Islanders are picking up their first goal of the playoffs. Crom got his first. So did Randy Woods in Philadelphia. Now Bob Bassett picks up his first goal. Leiter had picked up his first to give the Islanders a lead. In the power play, Prop came within 1, and now Bassett picks up his first on the deflection. Thomas Janssen just putting it in front on a well-executed play on the part of the Islanders. Big tip in for Bob Basson up over Ron Hextall. The Islanders have taken a 2-goal lead now with 9:26 remaining. Nice play by Thomas Janssen and a great finish by Bob Basson. His first of the playoffs, and it comes at 10:34.
The Islanders have 13 players who have goals in this series. 11 of them have scored once. Bossy and Trottier twice each. That's what you call spreading it.
This has been an incredible exhibition by this Islander club throughout this playoffs. Their record coming into tonight was 21-8 when they faced elimination. Now they have a 2-goal lead with only 9:26 here on another game that could eliminate them from the playoffs.
Puck behind the Philadelphia net. Beautifully executed. Give and go in the corner, and then Basson from front of the net, tipped it over Hextall. Up ice, they come to center ice. Derek Smith, long way to go. Over the line, spins to the right. Backhand shot, blocked off Rudy, and you think just moments ago, Prop alone in front, and then Zezel, they couldn't score to tie it, and then bang, Basson gives them that 2-goal breather again. Bossy, Trottier, point shot, right in front, and there's a lost stick by Dwayne Sutter. And the Flyers roll it out to the near side, and Derek Smith has got Zezel along with Howe. He's got an overload on the far side, Howe, but the pass is weak in front, and it was chipped off the side of the net by Zezel. But a wide pass from Zezel and Howe, and the Flyers lost a real good chance. And the Islanders, as Philadelphia changing on the go, come in slowly. And Trottier tried to throw it in. It was blocked off. And now the Flyers really have to open it up as they're back by 2 for the 3rd time in the game. They rolled it in the New York end. And the Flyers see it dropped right back out at center. 8:18 remaining in the 3rd period. Islanders bidding to send it back to Philadelphia for the 2nd time. And these two teams, there's a break. Prop in, but offside. Philadelphia's Tocchet had been shoved in along the far board smartly by the Islanders' Pat Flatley. 8:11 remaining, 3rd period from the Island. 4-2 New York.
Best goal scorer. Tim Kerr has injured his left shoulder. I don't think he'll return tonight.
Islanders put it out of their zone. Philadelphia with Crossman and Samuelson out there, and up front they'll go Al Hill with Tukey and Sinisalo. The Islanders now with the 2-goal lead can block center ice. The Flyers have had a lot of openings though in the period. They just couldn't get the equalizer. Puck behind the New York net. Johnson takes it there. Rolls it up on the far side. Alan Kerr is stopped. They jam it up halfway up on the Islander defensive right side. Kicks out to the blue line, and Sinisalo an abortive shot from the blue line wide to the right of Rudy. Morrow takes it, loses it in the corner. Flyers get it out in front, rolls off the stick, and then Janssen outlets right side, and here comes New York into the neutral zone. Beautiful check against Alan Kerr by Samuelson, and back comes Tocchet on the right, outletted by Crossman. A long dump into the far corner, and then we got to play at center ice as we get Samuelson roughing up Kerr, and then Kerr swung his stick at him, and they both should go off. Late third period from the Islanders.
Of the Flyers, and Alan Kerr of the New York Islanders really got it. Kerr had a hold of Samuelson's stick. Samuelson gave him a shot to the mouth. Kerr came back with a slash. They'll both go off. They get high sticking calls, Samuelson and Alan Kerr, at 12:43.
Samuelson on the playoffs has 10 minutes. Kerr 20. The penalties in the game are even at 5. Coincidental majors, they'll stay at full strength on the ice. Again, 13 players have scored in this series for the Islanders. Only Bassi and Trottier have more than 1 goal. They each have 2. 4-2 New York. Flyers need 3, or we go back for game 7. There's a steal by Conroy into the zone, trying to get it up the middle. Brent set around behind the net. He's been very little factor offensive for the Islanders, but his defensive face-offs have been exceptional. Again, the Islanders 33-15 against the Flyers through the first 2 periods. Islanders shoot it down the ice. Hextall outlets on the near side to McCrimmon. McCrimmon shot wide off Rudy's blocker to the right side, and Didick ices it, and that'll be a stoppage. Clock ticks down.
No, it's not. They waved that one off. Mark Howe would have to have a rocket tied to his back to get that one, but Gordy Brosiker waved it off.
Now the Flyers shoot it the other way, and it goes in on Rudy. Sinisalo, Prop, and Eklund out for Philadelphia with Marsh and Crossman. The Islanders, Potvin and Conroy. They send it up ice. Marsh had a play, so we're playing scrum now from one end to the other on dump-ins. Flyers need to control the puck on offense. Crossman up on the left side, blocked but no control for Prop. The Islanders got one in this period at 2:04 lighter on the power play, and 44 seconds later, Prop got it back, and the Flyers kept pumping away, had chances, and then the great finish by Basson on a 4-on-2 to give the Islanders that cushion that they've seemed to own since the first period. 2 goals. Crossman on the near side with 5:50 left. Over the line. There goes a play into Eklund. Left corner. He's got Sinisalo in front, but reading the play was Morrow to dive down in front of him, block it off, and they up it to LaFontaine in the right side, left side to Janssen into the zone. Drops back. LaFontaine is right on in. Shot. And he had Hextall beaten to the left and missed the net. That would have been icing on the cake for New York, as the Flyers have to gamble now, and that gives New York openings. Crossman in the zone. We're down to 5:20 to play third period. 4-2 Island. Down that left side, Dave Brown, limited action tonight. Stops in the corner, tries to go back into the slot, deflected away to Randy Wood, and he just pushes it. Oh, 2-on-1 at center ice. LaFontaine up the middle, in is Makala, and as he tried to sweep from Hextall's right to the left, the poke check sent it off his stick. Left side to Conrad. He wants to get into the joy. Shoots, and Hextall steers it back to the far side to Leiter, who had the goal in this period. Another shot, kicked right back to that same side, and Zezel tried to clear it out. Islanders keep it in, as the Flyers now, some of the players have been used heavily tonight, seem to have heavy legs. Now up as they're cheering here, the Flyers go down that right side, and Derek Smith keeps working. He rolls it around behind the net. No point in centering. Nobody was there as the Flyers changing. Now he does. And Rudy blocks off with a stick away from Tocchet. And here come the Islanders. Brent Sutter up the middle. 4.5 minutes left in regulation. Islanders up by a pair. There's the dump into the corner by Hextall. Gives it around to Crossman, who sweeps around the right side of the net. Starts up in center ice. Now joined by Marsh. Gets it through at the line to Ron Sutter, but the Flyers offside. Late third period from New York. Islanders on top 4-2.
Tired the Islanders are, and some of their old veterans. Kenny Morrow might not be so old in years, but his body sure is old. He made a great play on Pelle Eklund to take away that pass. Eklund just tried to throw it out quickly without looking. Then the Islanders just had to come up with an opportunity, and Makela, who was so good coming from the backhand to the forehand, but Hextall was able to poke check the puck away.
Michel Goulet has scored in the first 5 minutes of the third period at Quebec to bring the Nordiques to within 1 of Montreal 2-1. Nordiques must win or they go home. Islanders up the middle. Basson, right side. Kerr! Shot right on, and Hextall had to make a good save there as the Islanders are taking every opening now and pouring into the Philadelphia zone. And the shots are high percentage. Sinisalo now back for Philadelphia. Tries to get through Morrow. Just pulls him down with the stick. Sinisalo may have taken a half dive there as the Islanders try to shoot it out. Hits a player in the zone and then played by Morrow through on the left side to Gilbert. Gilbert wants to cut inside. Crossman from the left boards, but Crossman takes it away, gets it up to Eklund at center ice with 3.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Flyers need a couple of pair of quickies here. And Eklund can't get much going, and then Dave Brown from center ice drives it in. Brent Sutter is out along with Crom. And at center ice, Flatley, and there's a play through. Flatley is into the zone, goes to shoot, Hextall to save. The rebound swept away from Flatley behind the net as the Islanders want to put the icing on this one as a calling card for what appears to be Game 7 coming up Saturday at the Spectrum. Crossman there, a shot wide to the left of Rudy. 3 minutes remaining in regulation. 16,270 are delighted as the Islanders, who have only won 1 of their 5 playoff home games and have only won 1 of their last 9 games overall in this building, are headed for number 2. Shot in on Hextall, and it went off Crossman, McCrimmon's skate in front. Ricocheted back the other side, far away from the post, but could have equally gone at home. Now Ron Sutter at the Islander line. He stopped, and the Islanders shutting Philadelphia down now to a fairly well. In this last period, the Flyers have had 9 shots. There's a steal by Trottier. Blast from the right circle, saved by Hextall. And the Islanders are putting a ribbon on it now as they tie the Flyers up, and they are getting the offense and not Philadelphia. Ron Sutter tries to drift it in. It goes behind the New York net. The crowd may be seeing their team for the last time, and then the puck is shot out of the rink cleanly by Diddick. And no penalty called with 2:11 remaining in regulation. Islanders are away 2 minutes and 11 seconds from putting this game on ice. As down the right side, the play into the zone to Flatley. And Flatley inside McCrimmon came right in on the net, got a shot in on Hextall. Couldn't handle the rebound to the open right side of the net. Northwood Crom, as Howe took both of them in, the puck behind the New York net. Terry Simpson, who is in his first year, is getting a part of history as the Islanders, for the second time in 12 years, Howe back at the point, shot blocked and kicks off the body of Alan Kerr down the ice. Second time in 12 years, coming back to send a 7th game to Philadelphia. Happened in 75. The Islanders even worse off in that series. Were down 3 games to none. Play at center ice. Gilbert sweeps it back in the Philadelphia zone. Hextall around to the far side. Rolls it up to the left side, and Prop got the Flyers within 1. First 3 minutes of this period on a power play goal to negate one 44 seconds earlier by Ken Leiter, but the Flyers couldn't get the equalizer, and then insurance by Basson. 1:35 remaining. Puck at the Islander line. They break that play up. Dwayne Sutter in along the right wing side, drops it off. He takes a crunch from Tocchet, and the puck kicks behind the New York net to Howe. Still time remaining, 1:22. Howe, will we get a stoppage of play? Somebody hurt in the near corner, Dwayne Sutter, on that check from Tocchet. We'd like to thank our site producer, Mike Finicchiero, our directors, Danny Regan, Frank Deven Centers, our second unit director, Robert J. Ayers, our associate directors, Aldo Farnese and Mike Dixon, along with coordinating producers in Philadelphia, Jamie McVicker, Ray Lombardi, producer Mike Rubin, and executive producer Carol Healy, and the rest of the fine crew at WGBS Philly 57. Dwayne Sutter was given a shot by Rick Tocchet, shaken up, sitting on the goal line to the right of Hextall about 25 feet. He's been a factor tonight. The Islanders came on with just a solid game, forced the breaks, got 1 goal in the first period that was tipped in by the Flyers' Tim Tukey. Flyers hit a couple of posts, came close after they made it 3-2. One in tight by Zezel, right in on the backhand, or another by Prop, but they couldn't equalize, and then the Islanders on that 4-on-2 got Basson in tight, and at 10:34 it made it 4-2. Minute 19 remaining in the third period, 4-2 Islanders. Saturday night at 8 on Philly 57. Lock your doors because it's going to be Nightmare in the Park. It's the Grizzly 18-foot, 2,000-pound beast that preys on unsuspecting campers. An adventure in terror, Grizzly. Saturday night on Philly 57's 8 o'clock movie. Sutter skating off, assisted by Leiter and Trache. Not assisted, more than accompanied. Face-off will come to center ice. Have to stay at hand in the game. We mentioned the shots in the last period. The Islanders have had 11 a game, total of 29. The Flyers have had 9 a game, total of 27. Shots throughout the series have been at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. The only time either team was outshot badly was in Game 2 when the Islanders won. 2-1, were outshot 41-26. Ron Sutter, his brother Dwayne, is hurt. I'm sure he's concerned. All right, the draw, and the Islanders continue to win that statistic, and that's something the Flyers will have to correct on Saturday night. As it appears, we're going to Game 7. 1:10 left in regulation. They'll start hooting. The horns will come up as you hear the announcer here say last minute of play in the third period. Hospodar puts it up ice, and there's that call. And their rise in appreciation. You got to hand it to them. They did it against Washington, coming back from 1-3 to tie it and win it, and they've done the same thing for Philadelphia to force that 7th game, and the fans rightly showing their appreciation here for an excellent performance. Zezel bucks Conroy behind the net. 43 seconds left. Hey, Flyers can still get 2, but the Islanders are not letting them access to the zone or control of the puck with 35 seconds left. Up into center ice. The consolation that the Flyers have is that no home team has lost the series between these two. The Islanders won 1 here, and the Flyers won 2 in Philadelphia. Now we got Brown at center ice with Alan Kerr, and Kerr's getting pounded. And I don't know what started that at all, although Kerr had it earlier in the period with Philadelphia's Shel Samuelson. So Brown will go off, but it's academic with 23 seconds left. Kerr got cut in the nose or perhaps the eye, but he'll take that for the win. New York, Alan Kerr going to the dressing room. 1937, the time of the calls. Of course, in theory, if the Flyers busted in a pair of quickies, both Kerr and Brown could return for overtime play. In very few majors, the first 2 in this game, there were just 2 in Game 1, none in Game 2, 2 in Game 3, none in Game 4, although there was a high sticking major to Mellanby, so let's say 3-2, that's 5. So there have only been 7 major penalties called in 6 games against the Flyers and Islanders. Here we go, Brown. All right, Brown gets 7. 2 minutes instigation and 5 minutes fighting. And Kerr will get 5 fighting. It will give the Islanders a power play. Brown on the playoffs now has 42 minutes. And Kerr with his 5 has 25. The penalties in the game, the Islanders 6 and the Flyers 7. And again, the Islanders have a 23-second power play. It'll be their 4th of the game. They're 2 for 3 on the night. And 7 for 16 on the playoffs. Flyers, meanwhile, are 7 for 17. So both have worked effectively. Kelly Rudy waiting to celebrate this 3rd victory. Back to the point, right side puck, and he looked. Drive high off Hextall's shoulder, and he covers the puck to the right of the goal. And then Basson is in there, takes a poke, and here we go. Basson and Rick Tocchet, and this is all unnecessary. And then people in the corner are throwing stuff over the glass. Tocchet is working on Basson, and finally separated by. Now we've got we got another one over here. Hospodar is in a bear hug with New York as D'Amico, the linesman with the balding head, and Brosiker have the 2 combatants down. Basson and Tocchet, and Hextall back into the crease with Randy Wood, and Tocchet will go off. And so will Bob Basson. Basson had the goal. That was the clincher. At 10:34 with the game still very much in question. These penalties come at 19:42. And we'll write that down. They're going Hextall. don't think that has too much effect. We'll wait for these penalties now. A lot of action in there, Derek Smith, but it was primarily Tocchet and Basson, the combatants. We don't see any further penalties going up. It appears to face off with everybody busting in behind the Flyer net will come to center ice. Here we go. Tocchet.
Islanders penalty number 28 on Basson. 5 minutes each for
They each get 5 for fighting. Basson on the Islanders' 7th penalty has 21 minutes on the playoff year. And for Rick Tocchet on the Flyers' 8th penalty, that gives him 29 minutes. These were both sets of coincidental liners, and they'll still skate the Islanders 5 against 4 on a power play with a face-off coming at center ice. So the Islanders are going to win this one, it appears, and send it back for the second time in this playoff year, and for the second time in Flyer Islander history, back to Philadelphia for a 7th game. There's a little psychological warfare as they have announced that playoff tickets for the 3rd and 4th round will go on sale here Monday. Maybe. 16,270, most of them still here because remember it could be their last game and they're savoring the victory. Islanders on the power play. The big period was the first when they scored 2. Bossy on the power play. And perhaps the one they'll talk about most was the delay of the game penalty against Hextall for shooting it out, deflecting it out of the rink that got the Islanders lighter. The early goal in this period to give them a 2-goal margin. Now they're going Rudy, puck behind the Islander net, 8 seconds left. Not much going on and just holding it, and then puck then swings out to the right. 3, 2, 1, and it's all over. The Islanders have won it. Final score, the New York Islanders 4 and the Philadelphia Flyers 2, and they even the series up at 3.